So the next one would be the Illuminati, right? So now instead of just saying, well, there's this ruling establishment class, these globalists that occupy many or all nations, and they are kind of uniformly trying to push down on the population, say, nation states aren't that good. Let's come together and build this global economy, this global world, and then they're fighting with the populace to try to suppress the populace. Well, most people want to keep their countries. Brexit, for example, the Trump movement, the Bernie movement, et cetera, et cetera. So you've got a populist base that doesn't want this to a large extent, and then you've got the politicians that do. But what if there was something deeper behind that organization, that politician, big business organization? What if it was actually founded on kind of secret societies and was a very ancient kind of thing?
And this is a global corporation made up of secret societies. Somehow they have to globally construct and organize this. And all these different elements of global society end up with the same controlling force. And the way they've structured it is like a transnational corporation. You have a transnational corporation, whatever it is, and they'll have a headquarters somewhere. And then they'll have sub companies and subsidiaries all over the world, and the subsidiaries will answer to the headquarters. Here, you'll have a network, say in the United States, of families and operations and secret societies whose job it is to introduce in the United States what's dictated from there. In Britain, you'll have the same. In France, you'll have the same. In Australia, you'll have the same. And therefore, this is dictating through this structure the same agenda, which is why the same things keep unfolding all over the world about the same time.
It's a very pertinent question to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it build back better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
It's my plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
I have launched a booklet called Build Back Better, Britain After Coronavirus.
It's about building this country back better.
Where they are acting in a much more coordinated way, but they're doing it in a way that's not very easy to detect for the general populace.
So the idea is that you keep the population in ignorance of all of that, so they haven't got a clue how they're being manipulated. And you hoard the knowledge in the upper echelons of this structure.
On the surface level, they're just kind of dumb politicians, but they're also enrolled in these societies where they get information and instructions through kind of back channels you could think of.
Nickname Woz. He is an inventor, programmer, and technology entrepreneur who co-founded Apple. His name, Steve Wozniak, a proud member of the Masonic fraternity. He has been described as America's greatest inventor. His name, Thomas Edison, a proud member of the Masonic fraternity. He is best known for alerting the colonial militia to the approach of British forces before the battles of Lexington and Concord. His name, Paul Revere, a proud member of the Masonic fraternity. He was Prime Minister of England. His written work won him the Nobel Prize in Literature, and he is widely regarded as being the most influential in British history. His name, Sir Winston Churchill, a proud member of the Masonic fraternity.
And so that would be the Illuminati. And I think we're all kind of aware of what this thing is from a Hollywood perspective, but I think that it very well could be playing out in physical reality too.
This is an important group of organizations within that structure, which was created out of a secret society called the Round Table, which was set up in Britain in the latter part of the 19th century. And then this Round Table created offshoot organizations which answer to that. Council on Foreign Relations, massively involved in American foreign policy to this day. The Bilderberg Group, a lot of people will know all about that. It was this organization that created the United Nations, especially the Council on Foreign Relations. The Trilateral Commission, that's another operation out of America. And this, the Club of Rome from the 1960s, was specifically set up to use the environment and threats to the environment as excuses to transform global society. That's where ultimately global warming comes from. So you've got these organizations that seem to be independent, but they're all answering to the same masters. This system, this network that I've just described, spews out the bloody leaders that we're given to choose at elections. Do you want this mask on the same face or that mask on the same face? That's what politics or political choice has been reduced to. And so these people, like I said much earlier, are here today, gone tomorrow, frontmen for this hidden hand. I like that one. All these presidents of Republican or Democrat, they answer to the same bloody masters, and that's why nothing changes. The agenda goes on. The Bush and Obama example is classic. During the Bush years, the Bush administration was controlled by a group in the shadows, some not in the shadows, they were seen, called the neocons or neoconservatives. This was widely reported in the media. The Democratic Party is controlled by a group in the shadows and some not in the shadows, which I call the democons. I put Kissinger in the democons because he's advising Obama at the moment, but he's usually over there. This is the key. At the next level, the neocons and the democons answer to the same master. And therefore, whoever is here is answering to the same master. And that's why whoever is here, the same agenda unfolds. Change, 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 change. Him on steroids. So that's how it works. And it works like that in this country. It works like that in virtually every country. And so democracy and the voice of the people is an absolute illusion.